Welcome to Hector the Specter and stories from the blood-spattered war. Let's begin. This little story is called 11:13 a.m. You've heard of it, haven't you? The circumstance of a dream within a dream. Or maybe a nightmare. Let's begin. It was strange, since I knew I was dreaming, but I thought I'd see how it played out. My visual perspective was a vantage point directly behind a middle-aged, graying man with just the top half of the back of his balding head visible above the rear of the recliner in which he was seated, in a darkened room watching a horror film on a television. Watching the movie over the man's shoulder, I saw a scene play out where a crazed murderer was attacking a man with a kitchen carving knife. So typical. The dying man's throat gurgling with blood during his last gasps of breath. All during the scene, the murderer was laughing maniacally, clearly enjoying his work. Suddenly, right in front of my line of sight, the murderer from the film appeared behind the man in the chair watching the film, a kitchen blade in his hand, the same as his movie doppelganger. Stealing up silently, laughing with the same maniacal laugh as in the film, he grabbed the seated man's shoulder with his free hand and with the other proceeded to cut the man's throat, through to the bone, as he too gurgled out his life's blood with his final ragged breath. My eyes snapped open, staring at the ceiling above my bed. The house was quiet. I could hear the ticking of my alarm clock on the bedside table. Glancing over at it, I saw the time was 11:13 a.m. I felt silly, but after such a horrific nightmare, I felt a compelling urge to get up and lock my bedroom door. Swinging my legs to the floor, I then pushed my groggy self to a standing position and crossed the room over to the door. Reaching for the lock to flip the latch, I was shocked to sudden heart-wrenching terror by maniacal laughter on the other side of the door. Just like that in my nightmare. With still shaking fingers, I managed to lock the door, and my eyes snapped open. Once again staring at the ceiling above my bed. Turning my gaze toward my bedside alarm clock, I notice it says 11:13 a.m. And I hope desperately, terrifyingly, that this time I am truly awake. See you next time. Scare you later.